welcome to the Harry Potter Measurement Lab. I'm going to be reading the instruction sheet that you can find online or in paper depending on your copy. It's time for Harry's dreaded owl exams. In this lab, you will help Harry and his friends pass their magic exams by using science and measurement. There are 4 classes or stations total that you will visit: potions, care of magical creatures, defense against the dark arts, and herbology. Good luck, team. Harry and his friends are counting on you. At each station, you will find some materials and a corresponding directions page in your lab packet. Before touching any materials, you must read the directions and scenario very carefully. Skipping the directions could result in doing something unsafely or ruining the chances of completing the activity for you and the groups to follow you. In order to pass all 4 exams, you will at some point need to use your knowledge of volume, mass, and temperature and length. The stations don't tell you how or when to use the different measurements. This is for your team to decide. You can use any of the tools that your teacher has set out for the lab, but you must use each tool safely and properly. You can only have a certain amount of time to pass each exam, so make sure you stay focused in helping your team. Your teacher will let you know when it's time to rotate. If your group finishes your station early and you have finished cleaning up, you can work on the measurement practice pages. Stay tuned for Station 1.
I'm going to go over the first station with you, the potion station. So you can see we have 4 different potions that we're going to test. I'll read the directions, you can follow along, and then we'll get going. Snape has Harry and Ron sweating and squirming on their potions exam. Snape has set out 4 potions in front of them: Wolfsbane, Polyjuice, Skelegro, and Felix Felicis. Your job is to find out which potions in front of them are deadly and which ones are non-deadly. They looked up these potions in their book and found the page pictured to the right that you guys have on yours. Help Harry and Ron figure out which ones are safe and which ones are deadly. You may not mix the liquids, pour them into the sink, or drink them. Do not spill any of the potions or get them on your hands or clothes. How much liquid is in each container? So what we're going to be doing is measuring using graduated cylinders. We're going to be using different sizes based on how much we think is needed. So we'll start with Wolfsbane. Wolfsbane is in a large jar, so I'm going to opt to use the larger size graduated cylinder. Here, I'm going to turn it so you can see. So I'm going to carefully pour it in. And it reads 235 milliliters. I'm going to do the same thing with each of the potions. Hang on, I'll be right back. Next is the Polyjuice potion, which I've poured into the large beaker, is 100 milliliters. Next potion is the Skelegro, which I measured out here, is 57 milliliters. The last one, Felix Felicis, is 58 milliliters. So now that we've finished all of our measurements, you should have your first chart filled in. Use the page that was given to you on the right-hand side to determine which potions are deadly and which ones are safe to answer questions 2 and 3. And then make sure to use complete sentences and answer all parts of question 4. So next we're going to go to Care of Magical Creatures. So for this one, Harry, Ron, and Hermione showed up to their Care of Magical Creatures class, owl exam, and find Hagrid crying and blubbering about his spiders. Apparently, someone has gone and killed several of his pet spiders in the Forbidden Forest. Hagrid says that if he can identify how long ago they died, he can tell who might have killed them, so he made this a task for the owl exam. Hagrid gives them a few clues before he sets the 3 off into the Forbidden Forest. When spiders are alive, their blood is 36 degrees Celsius. Spider blood cools 1 degree every hour. Hagrid gave you a list of people who were in the Forbidden Forest and approximately how long ago they were there. it might not have been all one person that killed all 3 spiders. So we have 3 blood samples of each of his spiders, and we're taking the temperature of each, and then you have to calculate to determine how long ago the spider died. So the first one is 12 degrees Celsius. Spider 2 is 20 degrees Celsius. And spider 3 is 30 degrees Celsius. So to determine how long ago they died, pay attention to his clues number 1 and 2. Use that to calculate how long ago they died. Then you're going to use the times that he gave you and to determine who killed each spider. Don't forget to solve your last question. Our next station is herbology. We'll move over there. So after all of her studying and reading up on magical plants, Hermione is stumped at her herbology owl exam. There are 6 mandrake pots in front of her. Her professor told her that 3 of the 6, are mature mandrakes, and her job is to find out which 3 are mature and which are babies. So she could just pull them out and check the size of each plant. However, she knows that the cry of an adult mandrake is deadly to anyone who hears it. So you cannot pull out the plants or dump anything out of the pots. If Hermione guesses wrong, she will fail her exam. Help her find a way to determine the mature mandrakes from the baby ones without dumping out the pots or touching the actual plant. The hint is that, although you can't tell from looking at the leaves, mature mandrake roots are very heavy and dense compared to baby mandrakes. So we have 6 mandrakes in pots. So we're going to be using a triple beam balance or an electronic balance to find the mass of each. So I'm going to do that, and then I will be back and read the results. Okay, I've measured all of my mandrake pots. I'm going to read you the results to fill in on your data table. Mandrake A was 16.3 grams. B was 24.9 grams. C is 19 grams. D was 21.3. E is 19.2. And F was 30.5. So then you have to figure out of those 6, which 3 are adults and which 3 are babies. And then don't forget to solve every part of the last question.
All right, this is our last station, Defense Against the Dark Arts. If you solemnly swear that you're up to no good, then you can help Harry and Ron pass this exam. Harry and Ron just got into their Defense Against the Dark Arts owl exam and realized they forgot their wands. It's going to be a bit of a problem since they need their wands to cast defense spells. They believe that they left the wands below the Whomping Willow tree. Ron and Harry pull out their Marauders map and quickly search for the shortest route to the Whomping Willow. Neville tells them the shortest route is west around the Transfiguration Courtyard, which is the green route, while Luna tells them that the shortest route is to start going east around the outer wall and out through the secret greenhouse passageway. That's the red route. Hermione tells them the fastest way is through the library and across the Quidditch training yard. That's the blue route. Use the map to prove to Ron and Harry which route is the shortest. So what we are going to be doing at this station is using a Marauders map. So in the movie, they use a Marauders map to show them different locations. So the tools that we're going to be using at this station is a ruler, and we're going to be using centimeters. So the idea is to measure each of the different routes to see which one is the shortest. So how you're going to do that is you start at the beginning and you start writing your numbers down. So from this point to this point is 11. This point to this point is 9. This point to this point is 10 centimeters, 12 centimeters, 5 centimeters, 6 centimeters, 15 centimeters. And you're going to continue doing this for all the different roots on your map. So that's what it looks like. All right, and then when you're done, you add up all those numbers for each root, and you're going to get a total. That total is the distance it takes Harry and Ron to get to the Whomping Willow. So I'll give you the results right now. The green root, which was Neville's root, was 97 centimeters. Luna's root was 149.5 centimeters. And Hermione's root was 105 centimeters. Now you should be able to answer the last two questions. Make sure you're writing in complete sentences and including what tools and measurements we used in this lab. After you finish this station, that should be it for your whole packet. The only thing we ask is that you go back through, make sure you've written in complete sentences, as well as wrote your units for every number in your lab packet. Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the Harry Potter Measurement Lab.